So today I'm going to show you how I created this reverse tie-dye tumbler. Forgive me, it's my first tutorial. Had to have my daughters help me film it. I did forget to mention that before I put the last coat on, I did sand around the rim. So there is that. Leave a little bit exposed for the epoxy to seal to. And then let's go ahead and get into how we made this. Okay, so we're gonna start by prepping it white. Just like this. Okay, so we're gonna use the Krylon fluorescent yellow, fluorescent pink, and then I'm just using Rust-Oleum Satin Oasis blue. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swirl it. I'm gonna start here, and I'm gonna try and end right about down here. Doesn't have to be perfect, and I do make the blue thicker because it makes our green and purple. I go in with my pink, and as you spray the pink, you'll see the purple start to come out. The rest will be yellow. And I just keep layering until I get the colors how I want them. And that is kind of what it looks like when it's done. And this is what it looks like when it's ready to be epoxied. Just a template. Okay, so here I'm just mixing up some DIY fast set epoxy. I'm mixing up way more than I need, but I have a lot of cups prepped that I will be applying glitter to tonight. So for now, we're just mixing a bunch. Okay, I'm mixing pretty fast and pretty quick and pretty vigorously. I'm not really worried about bubbles because it's just for applying epoxy or the glitter. So if there's bubbles, it's not going to show. And we're putting such a thin amount on that I'm really not worried about it. Okay, so like I said, I have way more epoxy than I need here, but I'm just going to apply a thin amount to this cup. Kind of want to have to drag it and just get the thinnest amount.
just want your cup to be tacky. So you'll see there is just the slightest amount of epoxy on this. Just enough to give it some stick, but nothing's running or moving. Okay, so today we're going to glitter the cup. We're gonna start with PDB Creative Studios Skinny Dip. She has the most gorgeous neon colors. We're just going to kind of lightly sprinkle that along the blue. I'm not worried if it gets in with the green. Kind of like to get a little extra. And some of it'll go into the purple. So that's okay too. Then we'll go in with Mojito, also from PDB. This whole line is just absolutely gorgeous. And again, sprinkle it along. We don't need full coverage because we're going to go back through. But again, if some of it gets into the next color, that is okay. Go in with PDB's Glow Stick. I have one of my amazing daughters filming for me today. She's helping me out. That's the yellow. Now go in with Hazard. Next, we have Hella Cute. Lastly, we're going to go in with this purple that I mixed. It is a custom blend between PDB's Electra, Sirius, and a little bit of Candelabra. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. We're just kind of tossing it on there. Then I will go in and do a final layer of each color just to fully blend them. From here on out, I'll just give it a quick pat with some wax paper, throw it on the turner, and in about an hour, hour and a half, I will cover it with 2 coats of epoxy, and I will show you that here in just a second. Okay, and so now all we're gonna do is apply 2 coats of epoxy. I'm only gonna show you one just for the sake of saving time, but I'm just gonna throw some epoxy on here until it's smooth. Sometimes it's done in one, sometimes it needs a little extra. I am using CCDIY's epoxy, the artist resin. It's just my preferred epoxy. Making a bit of a mess. Making sure it's coated really well. Then I'll hit the bottom, and after I'm done here, I'll hit it with the torch and let it spin for a few hours. It's pretty hot in the garage, so I can usually do a second coat after about 3 hours. Okay, so here I have 2 cups spinning. I've just put a very, very thin coat of epoxy because I don't want a ton of movement in my color. So I'm just gonna torch it real quick, get it to move a slight bit, and then we're gonna mix up the rest of the epoxy. Okay, so here I have my epoxy mixed up. I'm gonna add just a couple drops of PDB Creative Studios Prismatic Alcohol Ink in Void. This is the best black. I like it to be a little bit on the thinner side. That's how I got it to be somewhat transparent. It's not completely opaque. Now what I'm gonna do is just put a little bit all over, you'll see. Want to go against the swirls. Typically wait until my epoxy is a little bit thicker. Just using my finger. get the bottom here and just do a couple and pull them up. And I'm gonna get some more done and I'll come back. Okay, so I did add just a couple more drops to the epoxy of the Void by PDB just to add some darker spots. You have some darker, some lighter. But this is all that I do. I hit it with a torch very quick afterwards. I don't want any movement. Like I said, I like to wait until the epoxy is a bit thicker. And then that is it. You guys have all seen the final result. I'll show you at the end. I love this. I love the way it turned out. Sometimes playing around is best.